Hello, everyone. We're live. Who all is here tonight? We've got Danny Boyd saying Bigfoot. Yeah, that thumbnail picture, I took that in January of 1988 at the Roanoke Civic Center. That's Bigfoot 6. It was before the show, and they were changing tires and stuff. And man, it was the trucks that were there. It was so cool. All those classic trucks that were there, real steel. Bigfoot 6, by the way, was recently found in a junkyard in Egypt. And from what I understand, Bob Chandler is working on getting that truck back, and that will make all of them ever built accounted for. Let's see who all else is here. Unfinished Project is here. Auto Salvage Outlaws. The One-Eyed Cat, Don English. Pure Pontiac Garage, a.k.a. John. I asked him, he says he's got a picture he thinks of Bigfoot 1. I'd love to see that. So who knows? That could turn into a thumbnail also. You never know. Engine Light Garage, a new registrant for the No Name 500. So check out his channel. He's working on his first 500 subs. Let's check him out. Functional Histories is listening and working. That's cool. NSB Custom Cars. Hello, Lee. How's it going? Those guys are so cool. Unfinished Project had sent me a picture of an antique tire tool from, I don't know, close to 100 years old. And I couldn't make heads or tails of it. We knew it was a tire tool. And I sent it to Lee. And about 30 minutes of searching, he not only figured out what it was for split rims on a truck, or maybe a car. I don't know, as old as it is. But he not only figured that out, he found an ad for it where you could buy one. I thought, how cool is that? We have somebody who knows something about everything somewhere in this community. Junk Car Willie is here. Buff Del Campo. Unfinished Project saying YOLO. Not the person I'd expect to hear that from, but that's okay. He says, live life so your last check bounces. Ron English is here. How late am I? I don't know. Appreciate you being here. Heavens Mopar Scott is here. Colleen Tebow is here. JB says, never fear, the deplorable is here. Levi's Backyard Performance says, what up, No Name National family? If you want to see Levi going 10 rounds with Ken from Tall Garage, you can look at Levi's stream from last night. That was quite entertaining. Useful Entertainment is here. Happy belated New Year. Well, how's it going, sir? Glad you could make it. Mexican Spec. Jackie Abbott. Riley's Junkyard and Petting Zoo. Andrew Nelson. Thank you for coming here. Mopar's Mustangs and Minivan 6% recycled. Mohawk 62. And JB's Administrator, LP 94. Technically mine too. He's a mod. Big Mike of the Hoopty Barn. Great. Bad Tree Productions says, I know nothing. He knows the heathens need to assemble. He knows that. Frankenstein C20. Turbo Tom. My mom is here. All right. Well, cool. Great crowd. Thanks for turning out. I got a message from Just Mopar Joe. He is running a contest on his channel. So if you haven't seen the premiere that he dropped here just before this live stream, he has it. He's having a contest, and it's another guess the horsepower and torque contest on his Dyno 440. So check that out. He's going to send a prize pack to him and registration or weekend pass, depending on your eligibility, to the No Name Nationals. So, and I told him I would match that with a prize pack from the No Name Nationals. So, Just Mopar Joe's t-shirt and registration or weekend pass to the No Name Nationals and No Name Nationals t-shirt and some stickers. So go check that out. There's a link to it below. Be a fun contest to get in to guess horsepower and torque on Joe's 440 going on the dyno. Functional History says, I'm here but can't seem to see my own comments. Hope you guys can. Well, obviously we can. I just read it. You might click on live chat or all comments or whatever you have there. That may help. I don't, I mean, unless the filter's got them or something. All right, New Guys Garage. How's it going? What else we have here? Redbeard710, I noticed he is at 1,199 subs. He's wanting to get his 1,200th sub for what it's worth. So if you're not subscribed to Redbeard710, I mean, check him out. He's looking for that one sub if he doesn't have it already. But he's looking his first 1,200. Yeah. Also, I talked to Dallas this afternoon. He went on a nice long sabbatical from social media, and now he says, I'm getting back in it. And Professor P says that he's going to be taking a little bit of break from the Wednesday night Tech Talk Lives, and Dallas is picking that back up. And so I don't know exactly what that Wednesday show will be like. But anyway, if you're not subscribed to AHRA and Mr. Rodder's Neighborhood, you probably want to subscribe to those. And he's going to be doing something on Wednesday nights. So we'll be glad to see him. And anyway, hey, I get it. I get it. There's I watch Nick Simmons' channel. He does the fitness challenges on colleges, university campuses and stuff. I think those are so cool. But he took a break for several months. Just it's time to do it. So I get it. I get it. If I ever decided to do such a thing, it'd probably be best if I did it from October, November, December. But anyway. Yep, 1201. So Redbeard's got it. Cool. 38 says 2-8. Yeah, 208 days, 3 hours, and 52 minutes. One-Eyed Cat says, I'm an active participant. Indeed. We love Dallas. Yes, we do. Dallas is a great guy. Spring is in the air. Yeah, One-Eyed Cat. So this March, I've got 2 things I've got to be here for in March, in the middle of March. And then I'm going to be teaching my first handgun class in a while. We had a lot of disruption with all of the crazy COVID response stuff, and it really threw me off of my regular thing. I used to teach monthly, and I decided to scale back a little bit and do quarterly, but that threw everything for a loop. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to teach a class about once a year, twice a year. That's what I've been doing. But I'm going to teach my first in a while. It'll be my first of 2023 here on March 21st. And if any of you would like to travel to Christiansburg, Virginia to do a day of handgun training, you're welcome to do it. I'll have details soon if any of you should be interested in. People do travel to take this class. It's a good one. So I got some ring rust. So I'm going to be giving myself a full run a few days before just to make sure I can be sharp, hit my marks on time and everything. And because I think I owe every class that. All right, Dakota's timeout is here. Mostly old parts and rust. Ron English says 2023. Yeah, I haven't taught since 2023. I'm sorry, I misspoke. I haven't taught since 2023. This will be my first class of 2024. But the time just works out right. We've had a really mild winter. Every year I hate the cold even more. I mean, I've trained in really cold, but I don't really want to do it. I don't have to, but the weather's been really nice, and this timing works out great for my range officer. So, yeah, should be March 21st. So, if anybody wants to come out for that, we'd love to have you. Levi said, I feel sleep in tomorrow. Oh, I get that. Well, Ron, I'm sorry. I misspoke. But yeah, it'll be my first since 2023. Maybe global warming is a good thing. Well, the planet will survive. We won't. It'll be done with us eventually. Auto Salvage Outlaw says Dakota's timeout. We have something to group 3-day getaway for No Name Nationals. Yeah, I'm hoping that Dakota will come back. He keeps saying this. He's afraid to make that drive. I totally don't get that. His last time proved he can make it, but anyway. I mean, gosh, you've got 208 days and 3 hours and 49 minutes to do anything you need to do to that car. It already runs. Levi says, can you teach the police not to react to acorns asking for a friend? I saw that video. That was crazy. I mean, I get it. It was a loud sound, but yeah, a lot of rules violated there. Ron says, I'll be done on this earth before it's done. Yeah. Oh, yeah. None of us are going to outlive the earth. It'll get rid of us and business will go on as usual. You got this, Dakota. You can do it. The crossfire in that video gave me anxiety. For those of you who don't know, I get one of my subscriptions is Police Activity Channel. They have really good police videos, and there was a domestic thing that happened in I believe it was a parking lot of a condo complex or apartment complex. That's what it was. And they had put one person in custody in the back of a police cruiser and were getting a statement from the other party. And this cop just walked by the car and he heard what turned out to be an acorn fall and hit the car. And it made that big loud, sound that it makes when it hits hollow sheet metal. He thinks his legs give out. He falls to the ground and starts firing through the back window of the police car. And then his partner just starts shooting into the police car too, because he did. And somehow the guy in the back of the police car who had nothing to do with any of this, I guess he got down, got low enough, he didn't get hit. Useful Entertainment says you have to teach law enforcement the law first. They're struggling with that. Yeah, I'll tell you. The law enforcement, they have to understand a lot of stuff. They have to understand car law, domestic law, all of that. But here's the thing. They're not 100% like any one thing. But you have people who are. Like, for instance, I know, gun law better than cops do. There's these little nuances. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. The average officer's pretty good. But there might be these little nuances that maybe they don't know as well. Now, that said, they know a whole lot more about all kinds of other law than I do. I mean, so I don't fault them because they have to be so universally up on all of it. But yeah, it's that one little thing they don't know about your situation can be a really big deal. Yes, I am being generous with my description of Finished Project, indeed. Well, the hit miss ratio of police officers last time I checked was 17% hit. And all I can say is that if any of you in the chat had 17% hit, I mean, I can't even imagine the civil suits, the liability, the charges, but theirs is 17%. Dakota's going to turn a crossfire intake into a carbureted piece. That's cool. Squirrel might have known what he was doing and did it on purpose. I don't know. Maybe we can get video of the squirrel cam. Anyway, glad to person in the back of the cruiser didn't get hit. Gosh. Like when a bird swoops in, two cats about to fight. Yeah, maybe. One-eyed cat's asking, have I ever been pulled over and reported concealed? Um, doesn't really work that way. So if you have a concealed handgun permit in Virginia, your information goes in the Virginia Criminal Information Network. And so when they run your driver's license and check you for warrants, which they do everyone they pull over, they're going to know. Now, Virginia does not require the motorist to proactively tell the officer they have a concealed handgun permit or that they have a firearm in the vehicle. I had a cop tell me, oh, no, man, you have to do that. I said, well, you show me the statute that says I do, and you can write me the ticket. 20 minutes later, of course, he couldn't find anything, like he was doing me a favor. No, he just didn't know that. Again, they have to know about all this stuff, but that's just, one little special corner. So I'm not beating them up for that. But man, I mean, if you're going to stop me and you're going to sit here and tell me that I did something wrong, you got to be able to prove it. And of course, he could not. I had a state trooper say that one time. He said that in a training class and it was wrong. I had to tell him about that. He came back and corrected it. He says, oh, no, actually, it's not law. Mom says, Jackie, that's okay. Hopefully I'll get some at No Name Nationals. That's got to be a conversation about cookies. I must have missed the first of that. But anyway. Yeah, Riley's Junkyard and Pettings is surprised he didn't arrest you for disorderly conduct and questioning authority. I've had a couple of conversations similar to this with Virginia Tech Police because they are extremely aggressive at trying to stop people for anything they can just so they can try to search their cars. And I had one stop me for an expired inspection sticker one time, and he knew, by the way, it was going not to ask me, but he asks everyone else for consent to search. What he's doing is he's only asking the people that are foolish enough to give it. He's just anyway. I don't like how any of that works. I don't have any bad relationship with any of them, but I do wish that they would really get up on this stuff. They cause people a lot of grief, the little things they don't know. JB says, I've trained police officers couldn't whip their way out of a paper bag. I've taken a lot of training classes with officers, and the officers usually you run into in outside training, like private sector training, are usually the best of the bunch. Because the ones that just want to qualify twice a year, they don't do that. Dakota said, so you can tell them you don't want your car searched? Yeah, you don't have to give them consent to search your car. They got to have probable cause. Unless you tell them they can, they're like, oh, hey, gee, thanks. Yeah, unless they have probable cause, no. That is a zero gain thing to do, Dakota, giving police consent when they have no probable cause to search your car. There's no good reason to do that. University of Cincinnati Patrol used to patrol off campus for a while, but stopped after a shooting. I don't know. I know that we've got Virginia Tech Police here and Town of Blacksburg Police. And, of course, this is Town of Christiansburg Police. Then you got Montgomery County for the 394 square miles. This is a big county. If I was a cop, I would pride myself on marksmanship. I already do. Well, it'd be a good class for you. It's an advanced class made for beginners. We just have less material so that it is very well suited for everybody. Everybody gets something out of it. They come after you in a language you don't know legalese. Maybe. So VT police patrol off campus? No, but the campus is half the town of Blacksburg. The campus is huge. If you came here, you would see what I'm saying. The campus is half the town. My next project, how's it going? Clay is in the house. I hope this is the year we get to meet Clay in person. Now, Auto Salvage Outlaws brings up a good point when they ask me if I have guns or drugs. I will say this: if they ask you if you have guns, you should answer them honestly. But my recommendation is saying, as a courtesy, I want you to know that I do have a concealed handgun permit and that I am carrying at 4 o'clock on my person. I am carrying in the glove box. If they ask that question, if they don't ask, you don't have to. You don't have to offer. But carrying the glove box, in my opinion, is a bad idea, especially if your registration is in there. Last thing you want to do is be opening up a compartment with a gun in it when you get stopped and go reaching for it. I had a student do that one time before taking my class. He is so fortunate that he had a really chill, experienced cop on that style. Southern Juju, how is everyone? Well, this is the end of Friday, and it's great. Because I'm going to Blacksburg, South Carolina. Yeah, I've been to Blacksburg, South Carolina a number of times. I'll drive a good long ways. Like, oh man, I'm just starting. Time for Blacksburg. They'll probably shoot you 14 times. No, they'll probably shoot you 15. That's what a G19 holds or a 40 caliber holds. Does anybody know what the Sykeston PD was like? I have never had any interaction with them. Not yet. We do give the fire department in Sykeston a heads up about the burnout competition, because if we don't, they get a lot of calls for the huge column of smoke on I-55. Looks like the place is on fire. Heavens Mopar says, got pulled over. Apparently I had an unknown warrant for my arrest and paid a 10 over the speed limit ticket in Idaho, paid it after the due date. And they had a warrant for that? Are you kidding me? It's nutty. Ever see a video cop says you don't touch yours, won't touch? Yeah, I've seen that. I had cops say that before. It's not uncommon, actually. It's really the better way to handle it, in my opinion. Yeah, the ATF, shoot your dog and kill innocent kids. Well, I mean, that's happened to Randy Weaver. Dakota, most police shoot like stormtroopers. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's 17% is nationally. Last time I was at Glock, in the armor class, we're talking about the New York 1 and New York 2 triggers, and said that they did that to keep police from having NDs. Well, the problem with the ND is not the weight of the trigger. The problem is having a finger on it in the first place when you shouldn't. So they made the trigger heavier and heavier. Well, it came at the expense of less accuracy. I mean, that New York 2 trigger, I think it's 15 pounds. It's crazy. The New York 2 trigger is so heavy that they say to not use it with a plus connector, because it will literally gall and wear into the metal from the amount of pressure you put on it. I mean, you can't. You can't deal with that. Pure Pontiac Garage wants my email address again. If you'll send me that, it's john@princetondragway.com. Track is outside the city limits, indeed. I believe that's Scott County, Missouri. LP says reaching for gun to glove box is walk up to a counter point. Yeah, it's just a bad idea. Although it's even worse doing that in a traffic stop than at a gun store. Yeah, Jerry Franks, how's it going? Unfinished Project is putting up the links for Indirect Connection and Scarlet the Four-Eyed Cuda. We have Engine Light Garage has now joined the ranks of the No Name 500. So we got several channels that are working on it, and there's plenty of time, but I'm telling you that plenty of time goes fast. Danny Boyd says they ran over David Koresh's Camaro in Waco. I didn't know they ran over with a tank. Dakota wants to see Hunter's Pontiac Tri-Power setup he bought. Well, that's cool. Charger 383 Mopar is here. Lars has the link to register for the No Name Nationals. Yeah, if you haven't registered yet, it's a good time to do so. Turbo Tom says he says his local cop might be 1%. I've seen some that really have struggled to pass qualifiers. I got to tell you, I don't know if they'd be interested or not, but I'd be happy to work with officers that have any trouble passing their qualifiers. I've worked with students and Corps cadets that have to pass qualifiers. Yeah, Mohawk says on the way to Lambert's and Sykes, and within his scamp, they met a squad car and they waved. Yeah, but that's because they know we're in town. Tony's Hot Rod Garage in the house. I have 4 of these Tony shirts. I've got 4 different ones. I think I had one on the Wednesday Live too, and I've got 2 more I've not worn yet. So. Useful Entertainment says, why is it called Tri-Power? Because it tries to make power? Because it looks cool. That's why. Nah, I wouldn't mind having a 6-pack. I think it'd be cool to have do an A12 clone. I think that'd be cool. Lars says, get your same No Name Nationals car number back if you register before Labor Day. Yes, that is right. If you register by Labor Day, you'll get your same car number back. Functional History says they come in adult sizes. Tony can do up to 5X. So yes. Some places only have children's sizes, which will be like large and down. Ron says many friendships abound at the live No Name National events. Yes, bring your grub. Yeah, of course. That's the whole idea. "38 POS Racing says, I've got an El Camino with a 348 Tri-Power. That's cool. Andrew Nelson says, I have an ancient 6-pack for an SBC. Are you talking about for a small block Chrysler? Patrick wants to do an A12 clone with a 69 Roadrunner Rally Green 4-speed. Yeah, sounds cool to me. Engine Light Garage. I can't wait for this year. Yeah, this year's going to be. Well, you've only got so many years left. You got to make each of them count, right? So. Dakota's got to get a Tri-Power set up to top hunters. Mopar made a nice 3 barrel 6-pack. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yep. What I like about the Mopar the most is that they use the Holly. I'm trying to think what number Holly 2300. They use 3 Holly 2300s on it. Hard to adapt a Tri-Power to a shaker hood, though. Well, whatever the GM equivalent of that is, I don't know. I don't think it'd be that bad, actually, just to make a base plate. Do you know offhand what Half Pint's number is? Well, Colleen, you've not brought that second vehicle the last 2 years, but that said, I think so. I think so. I actually was working on car numbers here yesterday. Riley, that all is just asking for it. The best place to keep your pistol is in a holster on your person. Then you don't ever have that problem. That solves so many problems. It solves the in the glove box and registration problem. It solves the getting stolen out of your car problem. Solves the unauthorized use problem. Solves all. It solves the problem of you not having it when you need it and when you're out of the car problem. Solves all of those. Get a holster on your person. Especially on a small block Chevrolet because they sit a couple or few inches lower in the Pontiac. Well, that would be even better actually because you can make your base plate accommodate that. Cross Ram 6 barrel and the carbs. Oh, that sounds interesting. Tony's car number is 6. Yes, indeed. Andrew's putting that on a 283. That 283 57 Chevy engine will run. This has become Ron's vacation, the No Name Nationals. We're thrilled to have you, Ron. Always glad to see you. Tall Garage says 7A11. Okay. Dr. Go. Going to the Indy Mopar swap on a Friday. Yeah. I got to go last year. Dead Pedal Mopars, how you doing? Yeah, I got an email from Auto Salvage Outlaws. Welcome to the community. We hope you'll want to register and come out to Sykeston and join us in September. How long will registration stay open for the No Name Nationals? I keep it open, up to the event, but man, it sure is nice if people will register. If you register like right before you pull through the gate, we've had people do that both years. We're glad to have you, certainly. But man, it makes it easier when you can register the week before the event or earlier. It actually makes it, the earlier you register, the better because it helps us with the budget and projections and all that stuff. That is really helpful. But that said, it stays open until time. But see, I print it out and put it in the book as they come in, and I get the car numbers issued and all of that stuff. So it's helpful to do it early, but I do keep it open all the way up to the event and through the event. In fact, if you get there on site, I would rather you register online than, try to register on site manually. Useful entertainment. I registered last minute. Well, I get it. We'd always rather have you than not, but that said, early is helpful. But yeah, I don't close it down. No, I do close down the spectator sales online. That I close down right before I leave here because I have to take a printed list to will call. Have to. But the tickets are still available. You can still buy tickets at the gate, which is different than a registration. So that I do close down at the end of that week before I leave for Sykeston. Could you create a registry for those who are unsure whether they'll make it? Well, that's everybody who's not registered, Danny Boyd. that's all kinds of people. Dizzy sent Goldberg's Garage an invite again. Cool. Mean Street Mopar, how's it going, Ken? Ken is running in the No Name 500 right now. Ken, come on, man. Let's make some videos. Let's make some videos in the snow. That was what Barrows and Russell from Outfits did. There were lots of channels making videos in the snow, and I said, these guys are going to make it. If they're working in the snow, they're really going to be cooking when the weather gets nice. Tall Garage says, Levi's Backyard Performance. I didn't understand anything you typed. We're carrying this over into today. Dented Dreams Garage, how's it going, sir? The first alumnus of the 2024 season in the No Name 500. Working in the snow, I don't even like working in the wind. How much snow have you ever gotten there, Dakota? Trenton, Georgia is not known for heavy snowfall. I'd say the only white stuff landing on the ground there is when a police chase goes through town. Dakota says not much. Yeah, I know it's not much. Cultured Redneck Garage is here. How's it going? Thanks for swinging by, Kyle. Looking forward to see what you bring out to Sykes. I think we're doing the Volkswagen this year. I'm really excited. We're going to have Volkswagens at No Name Nationals this year. We're going to have a lot more Fords. Dakota says, everyone talks about the blizzard of 93, which is a big snow. I remember it well. That snow was 3 feet deep where I live. I remember putting in fence posts 3 feet high, and the snow was over the top. Smooth. Couldn't even see it. Yeah, this year we've only had one snow that was a couple inches deep, and that was it. Testa, I'm going to say Dakota is. He just doesn't know it yet. And a Chevy Love. Yep. That's right. Chevy Love. We always have interesting stuff there. More and more cool with different things. Keep showing up, and I love it. I think it's great. Just got an alert that Mean Street Mopar posted a video. Right on. Well, go check out Mean Street Mopar's channel. One-Eyed Cat says, I'll run the VW. That'd be cool. Andrew Nelson says the trash talk should be reserved for August. Uh-oh. Dead Pedal Motors is currently building a 68 Ford Country sedan wagon for the Hot Rod Power Tour. No Major Carnage will try to be at No Name Nationals. Well, we'd like to have you there. It's a good time because the No Name Nationals does not revolve around the cars. It revolves around the people. They bring their cars. But most importantly, Mopar says T's Good Time Garage. How's it going, T? Glad you could make it. Our defending No Name Nationals bracket champion. So who in the chat thinks that T is going to defend his crown this year? And who thinks that Just Mopar Joe will take it back? And who thinks that somebody else will be bracket champion, making us 3 different champions 3 years in a row? So who do you guys think is going to win the Friday bracket race to No Name Nationals, the Open? Engine Light Garage says, I have absolutely no idea what I'm bringing if I make my 500. I will tell you this. I had an instructor one time, the longest running commercial firearms instructor in the world as far as we know, John Farnham, been teaching since 1972. And he doesn't say if, he says when. He doesn't say if you need your gun, when you need your gun. If you need your tourniquet, it's when you need your tourniquet. And what I'll say is it's not if you get your 500, it's when you get your 500. You think you will, you'll do it. Colleen says, I think there will be an upset. Well, who do you think? Who do you think? Andrew Nelson's saying 3 different. Okay, this is interesting. So you know that the people that we have, there's a lot of ringers out there. A lot of ringers. Some of them are quiet. And we just never know. I mean, nobody's going out on a limb to pick Joe or T's Good Time Garage. Unfinished Project says the Death Pumpkin, and that would actually be a good bet too. Blake is an accomplished bracket racer and bracket champion. Of course, so is Andrew Nelson. We got a lot of folks here with a lot of bracket experience. Jure, a lot of people quietly in there that can do this. "38 POS Racing says, win the brackets. The guy with the most consistent car and driver. It's kind of like Price is Right on the drag strip. Dizzy says, Redbeard Racing. I'm saying no chance on the bracket. But now, would he be a favorite in the heads up? Oh, yeah. He's definitely in the running for the heads up. And he is working. I thought he was going to switch tactics and go to a W9 headed small block. No. He's still finishing up, and he's going to finish his project with, I think it's a 605-inch Hemi. So will that car run in the 4s? It could. It could. Colleen says we have new people and old people with new builds. Yeah, it's great. This year there's lots of new faces and lots of returning, and it's great. Andrew Nelson says August is a good time to stir you up, Levi. Hey, anytime I'm not in the middle of it's a great time to stir him up. I enjoy watching it. JB's going to win it. He's bringing a sneak attack. Oh, maybe Bigfoot Mark. Who knows? We never know. We never know who's going to win. Anything can happen in the brackets. Useful entertainment. Should have live bands come play. I will say this. So there's no entertainment hired coming in, and we're not going to turn it into the concert crowd thing. I will say that. But we do have a stage there, and I think that this year on Saturday, people in this community who are participating, if they, want to play, I think we can work that out. We actually talked about doing that last year, and then we had some attrition and things not work out, so it didn't pan. But that said, we'll try that again this year. Because we got, lots of folks in this community who like to make music. But we will not turn that event into a concert and all the stuff that goes with that, because that's not what it is. Deb Peddle Nopar says, anyone need a project to also have an international travel all 2 Torinos and a Fairlane? Oh, there'll be all kinds of people interested in stuff. It's just, yeah. Big Mike's Hoopty Barnes says, I'm not likely to win anything, but I guarantee I'll still leave with a smile on my face. You never know, Big Mike. Hey, you want a shirt for being on the light plant transport team, right? Andrew Nelson says, Levi, 4s. Enough said. Ooh. Oh, boy. Tess is saying, what year is the travel all? Is it 4x4? Yeah, Auto Salvage is theorizing that we might have a sneak attack with One-Eyed Cat. No, but One-Eyed Cat is a good role model for channels who need to get their subscribers. Last year, he started early, and he kept making content. And he got there, and with time to spare. And that, I'm telling you, is just the way to do it. Big Mike says maybe I'll win the 11th Green Goblin t-shirt. Yeah, Big Mike, I was wearing the number 11 first year Big Mike's Empty Barn t-shirt on a live here not long ago. So I'm wearing lots of different channels shirts now this season. So be looking for that one to hit in the rotation somewhere. Yeah, Levi's Backyard Performance Tell Mexican Spec rules say steel roof and quarters. Now, the rules are going to evolve for the different classes. We did a big overhaul on the rules for Monkey Bike for this year. And we'll be doing some overhauls on the others as time goes on. We're adding a second bracket on the Saturday this year, and look for some changes to come to 28-10-5 in the future. But the thing is we're not having a full field. It's like, show us we need to split the class and change it up. Mexican Spec says cover the carbon fiber in tinfoil. It will pass. Not with Deke. Yeah, One-Eyed Cat, you can actually take the advice and filter it out and use it. But Tall Garage, if that's the challenge Levi wants, is to make that run, then he can do it. I mean, why don't you just run a dragster? Why does anybody even use a car? Bigfoots and Mopar says my old Belvedere's all steel. Yeah, it's cool. Isn't carbon fiber stronger than steel? Yeah, it can be. Are open face helmets allowed? Open face helmets are allowed. You have to have so first of all, everyone has to have a helmet regardless of ET. If you're running 764 or quicker, you have to have a Snell 2015 or newer. And open face helmets are not allowed in Monkey Bike this year. Have to have a full face helmet on Monkey Bike. Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage is here. How's it going, sir? Big Mike's got work to do on the Green Goblin. If you don't know, that's Big Mike's 72 Charger. So check it out. There's good video of it on both his channel and Joe's. And that reminds me, I'll mention for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, there is a contest going on Just Mopar Joe's channel. He premiered a video today, right before this live stream. There's a link to that video below in the description of this video. And for the person he's got a contest, you have to watch his video for details. But it's a contest to guess the horsepower and torque of that 440 he just built. It's going to the dyno, and the winner is going to win a Just Mopar Joe shirt. They're going to win a No Name National shirt and stickers, and they're going to win a registration or spectator ticket, depending on their eligibility to the No Name Nationals. Tall Garage says Levi rides the struggle bus for fun. Hey man, that's what he finds fun. No reason to worry about it. Chris 103 Customs says hello everyone. Jim's Fastback Garage. I like Jim's video. He has a cool old square body wrecker with the American flag on it. He's got video of on it. I thought that was pretty cool. Busted Radio. Chris is here. How's it going? I think, Chris, don't you have a giveaway going on in 2 days from today? On Sunday? I think I saw that. Auto Salvage Outlaws wants to have a gunshot horn on his car. What a terrible idea. I think dropping acorn is bad. Well, I just hope that Levi versus Ken actually turns into a race. Because I got to tell you, a bunch of smack talk that doesn't turn into a good race is like a whole bunch of commercials and no show. Good deal, Levi. You race what you want to race. You pick the challenge you want to pick. Mopar Joe is a wanted man at No Name Nationals. Well, I haven't seen any bounty this year. Just saying. The house doesn't do such things. However, that said, the house is happy to promote and enjoy whatever you guys do if it's done respectfully and done right. Like Joe's was last year. That's a good model for how to do it. Cope's in the house. It's like watching a fight, both guys ducking and weaving and not throwing punches. Yeah, maybe. A lot to that, Levi. I made recommendations for a channel to call out last year. They asked me, who should I call out? And I said, who I thought they should call out. They said, why? I said, because I don't think either one of them will show. Neither one of them did. I mean, B&R's talking about making a car 1,000 pounds lighter. Look, it's like Unity Motorsports Garage. Casper's heavy, but I mean, he doesn't need to gut it. It's like everybody just decides that the only thing there is how fast you can go for the money. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes people are like, if you look at Casper, you can easily see tons and tons of weight that can come out of it. But you start taking all that away, Casper loses its identity. And it just starts becoming another generic looking, looks like a generic bracket vehicle if you just keep taking and taking. I've seen trucks where they've put a bunch of fiberglass on it and gutted it and all that. And it's like, wow, all the character just drained out of that thing. So appreciate it for what it is. It's not the only goal. I take a lot of criticism, No Name Nationals, and people think, oh, the car count's the only thing there is. I'm like, no, it's not. No. I could have a much bigger car count if I didn't care who was in the community. It's not what it's all about. We have to decide, what's important. What's important to us. My Dart Sport is a nostalgic race car. It'll never have an LED in it. It'll never have any of that modern stuff because I want it to be that way. Could I make it quicker with more modern technology? Absolutely. Andy says Casper will always be a heavyweight twin I-beams for life. That's pretty wild. Andrew Nelson says, I was just happy to be in the car last year. That was a huge mental and emotional hurdle. Yeah, that was Andrew Nelson's first pass since his wreck in February. His first pass was at the No Name Nationals in 2023. BNR says his C2500 weighs 4,800 pounds. Yeah, well, it's whatever you want to do. Wow, 38 POS Racing says last year was the first time the 59 has been on a track. It was 25 years since I've been on a drag strip. Wow, I didn't know that. Dizzy likes the Studebaker, Andrew Nelson's. Yeah, that was cool. Ron English is saying the one-eyed cat called out Linda. We are in. Wow, cool. DNR says super light is overrated. Well, maybe. It's whatever person wants to do. Like I'm going to keep Krager SS wheels on my Dart Sport. There's lots of lighter wheels out there, but you know what? I want the period correct wheels it raced on. We got to choose. We're choosing our own personal challenge. I mean, it's not like we have to pick somebody else's challenge. Andy says I could find a Maverick and run 580s on the motor. Yeah, right. Exactly. Or Andy, you could stick that thing in a front end dragster and think how fast you can go. It's not all about ET. Yeah, I know. Well, there's a bunch of old Mavericks laying around. I know where there's a Maverick that's 2,700 pounds with a 528-inch iron-headed big block in it. What's the max mile per hour for the No Name Nationals? There is no max mile per hour. What can you do? The only max mile per hour is in the monkey bike class. It has a speed breakout so people don't get killed, but everything else is all just according to what you're certified for the rules. You want to bring a pro mod, Chris, and you want to do 200 in the eighth, you can do it there. 1,300 feet of shutdown. Mean Street, I get that. I get that. In the meantime, there's got to be other things you can do on the car, though. It will help you get your content lined out. We're all pulling for you. And they'll have more and more opportunities to do things along the way. Busted Radio says, I absolutely cannot wait to run dragster with Jeff Rowe. Yeah, man. Make it happen. Jeff is on it. Jeff is the guy who doesn't need the clock or the orange paper. He is always on it. Dizzy, that's pretty close to rims you're already running. You already run something that looks like a torque thrust, don't you? Cultured Redneck Garage Kyle says, I bet my rail will be the lightest thing there. 1,100 pounds of me in it. I would say the lightest thing on four wheels, yes. Probably. 127 is the fastest mile per hour today. Yeah, Andrew Nelson, if you're asking what the fastest mile per hour that's been there was, it was probably Andrew's 127 in the Nova, right? Mopar's Mustangs and minivans, that 45 can be enforced anywhere on that track. We can't have somebody running a 330 and then just wide open for fun down the rest of it and getting hurt. That 45 can be enforced anywhere. Bigfoots and Mopar says 100.4 miles per hour in the eighth with 10-inch manual drums gets a bit exciting. But I can see that. There's still plenty of shutdown now. I mean, the drums are cool when you start. Big Mike says, I barely made it under the orange paper wire both years so far, but you did full builds both years. I think you'll get there with a little more air to spare this year. Levi says my goal is 120 in the eighth. He's been 110, 112. That's cool. Auto Salvage uses Casper's engine transmission running the threes. Yeah, maybe in the 330-foot track. Maybe. Spraying it. Chris 103 Customs has got a 71 Camaro Pro Mod roller. Cool. Love it. I actually like that body style. Used to be a guy that had a green one with black stripes. Lived just down, or he worked just down the hill from where I lived. Car had a really nice sound to it. I don't ever know what happened to that car or that fella. That business got bulldozed a long time ago, but it was a cool car. Had the split bumper. It was a dark metallic green. Loved the color. Didn't care for the wheels. It had the typical 1990s satin-looking billet with the giant holes in it. I never thought that looked good on a 70s car at all. Dr. Ghost said my car wouldn't do 120 if dropped off a cliff. I get that. Andy says going fast is a lot more work than folks realize. Once you get in that groove, to me, it's not as much fun. I agree. When you start chasing numbers, not as much fun for me. Might be fun for some people, and if it is, more power to you. But I would rather just not opt out of that. I have a lot of fun not doing that. Dib Pedals says he's got to get his son. How late does live go? I stay live until 10 p.m. Eastern. And Tony's Hot Rod Garage is live at 10. But yeah, man, feel free to come by anytime. B&R ran all weekend. He made a bunch of passes. B&R probably hot lapped more than anyone at the No Name Nationals. I got to tell you, if you just want to make a lot of drag strip passes, you can do that to No Name Nationals. You should have a lot of opportunity to. We have a lot of time for test and tune because a lot of stuff comes out untested and all of that, and we just have a lot of time for test and tune. People need it and want it. The 38 says, I best not get to 100. John thinks the rear will lift. Well, not with a transmission in the trunk, but no, I don't. I don't think so. I think you'd be all right. Scott from Heaven's Mopar says, chasing after numbers gets expensive. That's why I've stayed away from racing all my life. No, do this. Do what you want to do. Here, all you have to do is pass tech and have fun. That's why you can do call outs, race with somebody else with similar machinery, similar speed, similar attitude. Have fun. Dr. Go says with 223 gears, I would likely be even slower than the monkey bikes. Maybe. Well, later, Deb Pedal, if you come back, look forward to seeing you. Bigfoots is a track champion in 2024. Okay. I'm more than happy to shake Bigfoot Mark's hand and congratulate him for winning the bracket. Unfinished project puts up a link to Max Wedge Dick Dastardly. Thanks for joining us. Max Wedge Dick Dastardly, you going to make it this year? DNR says no one's going to outrun Steve Morris and those guys. I mean, you never know, but I'll say this. Just the point is to have fun. If you can't start having fun until you can compete, in that kind of money and all, you're not going to be happy. Dizzy Izzy posted a video on Barkley's garage and his two cars. So if you remember Barkley, who helped us run the event last year, he's got a video with his two cars Dizzy's put up. So check that out. Well, Mean Street, you can make it. You can make it, buddy. We're here to help. You make the content, get engaged, and we'll do everything we can to help you. Big Mike says I have to get mine on the back roads and knock out all the loose rust before I take it to the track. Yeah, the biggest thing we have is we need to make sure that on Saturday morning that everybody's gotten any debris out from under their cars from the burnout pit. So we're top of the hour. For those of you who were not here in the beginning, Just Mopar Joe is running a contest on his channel. He's giving away a shirt and he's giving away a registration to the 2024 No Name Nationals, an event registration or spectator tickets if you're ineligible or don't plan to participate, your choice. And I'm going to be throwing in a No Name National shirt and stickers with it. So go over to his channel. There's a link down below this video, and you can check out his 440 video and what his contest is and get in on that. So check that out. That's from our 2022 bracket champion, Just Mopar Joe. Bigfoots and Mopars, I second that comment. That's right, Max Wager Dick Dastardly. Bring your stuff. Bigfoots and Mopars bring what? You bringing the 63 Belvedere, Mark? Is that the plan? You bringing the Jack Pine or you bring them both? I would like to hope that No Name Nationals winds up helping the sales of two-car trailers before it's all said and done. There's a lot of people that have more than one machine they want to bring. 38 says, getting there and back has been my goal, but you've done it. I had to laugh. I get these, I get the suggested videos from Dave Ramsey's YouTube channel, and he had this person on there, and it's so funny when you think of the people in this community and this phone call they got. A guy had $12,000 to put down on a truck. He wanted to put down on a new truck and finance a $90,000 truck. And I'm like, you could get a great truck for $12,000. I mean, I could buy my dream truck for $12,000. You kidding me? Right, Ron English says, point to the old wanted poster. That's a Mopar Joe mired in history. Indeed, he is. Joe and I have been friends for a very long time. Rabbit Transit Garages, I'm planning on bringing two. Cool. That sounds good. That part of the country brings a good show. Jay and Jason do. Yeah, 38's made it twice now. I didn't even realize that he brought that until he was there at the No Name Nationals the first year. Dr. Ghost is just curious. Does anyone run a stock smogged up daily driver, the kind you use a calendar to time it? I locked my car, but I've never had the skill or money to make it go faster. Yes. You can bring anything. I mean, you have to pass tech, and tech is easy, okay? Like, you can't have antifreeze coming out of it. You have to run water for that reason. You have to run an overflow bottle. Car has to be safe, but there's minimal tech requirements for a slow vehicle. But yes, you absolutely can come participate in a slow car. You have 500 subs, you can drive whatever. We're not going to let you on the track with metal tank tracks or studded snow tires, but yeah, you can bring a slow vehicle, sure. The timer's cut off at 22 seconds. Okay? The monkey bikes are tripping them in what, 16? You're fine. Get your subs, engage in the community. People want to know who Dr. Go is, what he's building, what he's doing. That's the point. Get involved in the community. You'll get your subscribers. The car part will take care of itself. And who knows, you may make connections at the No Name National that help you on a journey to make the car faster and whatnot. It might really open some doors for you. Yeah, Turbo Tom ran the Model A. The Model A ran the 8th mile, or Model T, Dizzy. It's a Model T. The Model T ran the 8th mile in 17 seconds, I want to say, or 18 seconds. Cultured Redneck, no. I don't know when you sent that. If you sent a tech question to me, I don't have it. John at PrincetonDragway.com, Kyle. If you send it to me, I'll get you an answer from me or Deke or Dallas or whomever it needs to go to. And Andy took his daily driver Explorer family car down the track the first year because his truck was stuck having headers put together. But yeah, Andy drove his daily. You could definitely drive your daily. First year spectator could help me learn along. Yeah, come on, man. Absolutely. You get a discount, a small discount on the tickets if you order them online, nonamenationals.com. You can order your spectator tickets. They're also available at the gate, cost a little bit more. We appreciate people committing early, and you get a little discount for doing so. But if you buy them at the gate, for just a little bit more, but you can buy them at the gate. Tall Garage says, I'd like for the 300 LS to be there in the car. Not sure, been shipping away, ready to wire and fire. Cool. 38 confirms. Good time just to be involved. Indeed it is. Hey, you know who's been to the No Name Nationals every year and not competed? Me. It's a lot of fun. I mean, but somebody's got to do that stuff. Yeah, Dr. Go, where are you? I love that username. It just says it all. Dr. Go. There's some really great usernames. Yeah, Dizzy says the best is to wander around the pits and meet everyone. You know, that's the thing about No Name Nationals. Our gate is good. Our gate's been good both years, and yet everybody wants to meet the content creators they see on YouTube. And so the locals will sit in the stands. The locals from Sykeston who are there because they know there's an event at the track that weekend, they'll come and sit in the stands. But all the people who come from the YouTube content creator, and that's how they found out about the event, they don't go to the stands. They're all in the pits. You know, like there's a line around Bad Tree Productions and Barrows and all in Dallas and all these people. Yeah, I did run Mr. Haney down the track 38. Dr. Go is in north central Wisconsin. Well, Dr. Go, we've got folks coming from Wisconsin. You know, we got Rabbit Transit Garage, Indirect Connection. They come out of Wisconsin. We've also got several out of Iowa. The Bad Tree Productions guys, Jure Racing, they come down out of Iowa. We've got folks out of Minnesota, like Bigfoot, Ryan Bar's Nest. So there's a lot of people from that part of the country. And we have Canadians that come down through there. So if you want to get in a convoy, that might be the thing to do. Get in a convoy with some folks coming down. Indirect Connection says where about? Indirect Connection, Rapid Transit are in southeast Wisconsin. There are two veterans, Dr. Go. Indirect Connection, Rapid Transit are two veterans. Their car numbers for the No Name Nationals are 1 and 2. They are OGs. In fact, Rapid Transit Garage was the first participant in the No Name 500. One-Eyed Cat says wagon trains for all parts over. Yeah. Andrew Nelson says we'll be racing at 6 Summer in Wisconsin, Iowa in June. There you go. He says, I do a lot of driving to Indy. Convoy would be cool. I'm near, was that Wausau, Wisconsin? Well, there you go. Auto Salvage wants to ride with the One-Eyed Cat to feel what speed is all about. And there you go. Dr. Go, we are in Northeast Indiana. Patrick from Mostly Old Parts and Rust says, an indirect connection is 20 minutes southwest of Milwaukee. There's a lot of folks up there in your area. And these folks, by the way, are people who are showing up. So it's one thing to be in with other car people. It's another thing to be in with other YouTube car people. But these are YouTube car people who are showing up. Dizzy says there's a country song in our comments. Yeah, probably wouldn't be the first time. Rapid Transit feels a convoy coming on. There's actually several convoys that go to the No Name Nationals. So we'll probably closer to time, like maybe 30, 60 days out at least. We'll, if anybody has a formal convoy and has plans, I'm happy to share that and put that out. Coming in with other folks like that is a good thing. And Dead Pedal Motors is back. Well, glad you're back. We're talking about convoying to the No Name Nationals. A lot of folks do it. Looking like a little group may want to form coming out of Wisconsin. We literally pull from every corner of this country. Every corner of this country. We haven't had anybody come from Maine or New Hampshire yet. That far northeast corner is still a little neglected. Jake Heffron says, apologize if I've already been asked. Looking to come with my Godzilla S10. What classes are available and what are the rules per class? Well, we have an all-run bracket. We're going to be adding a second bracket. We've got a 28-10-5 heads up, and we have lots of call-outs with other YouTubers and a big burnout competition and a monkey bike contest. Really, I will tell you, the main component of the No Name Nationals is fun and community for automotive YouTubers, and good racing too. If you would, you can send me an email, john@princetondragway.com. I can get you more info that way too. Engine Light Garages, we got a convoy from Mississippi. That sounds great. Colleen enjoys her 12-hour drive through the Blue Ridge Mountains, pulling a trailer. Cool. Well, I live at the Blue Ridge Mountains. You just cross them, right? Heavens Mopars wants a convoy coming from Washington State. Yep, you're probably going to be the one leading that one, but yeah. Rules, bring Godzilla, have fun. Dizzy's not wrong. Just so, Jake, here's the thing. If you like this community and these content creators, it's a lot of fun. So my whole thing at the beginning of this, a couple of years ago now, was I want to have my friends together in the middle of the country and have a cookout with my friends at a racetrack. And it has grown into this. And so it is a barrel of fun. We cruised to Lambert's Cafe from the track on Thursday. It is a lot of fun, and it's family friendly, and you can camp right there at the track. And in fact, I would say more people do camp than don't at the track on the whole weekend. And so it's Thursday is the day people get teched in and everything in our crews of a big car show in the parking lot of Lambert's. And then Friday, we race all day, call outs, test and tune, and the bracket on the Friday. And big burnout competition under the lights Friday night. And then Saturday, again, we have call outs, Muggy Bike Eliminator. We're going to run a second bracket on Saturday, and we run our 28-10-5 heads up on the Saturday. So it'll be a blast. Big Mike says it's hard to believe that we're already going on our third year. Here it is, right? I still remember making the call to Dallas the way back there saying, hey, man, I got an idea. All right, Mopar people, Just Mopar Joe is in the chat. So you've heard me mention before, Just Mopar Joe's contest. At some point, check the link down here below if you haven't seen it. Just Mopar Joe's got a contest to win a Just Mopar Joe shirt, No Name National shirt and stickers with it, and a registration or spectator pass, weekend pass to the No Name Nationals. Joe, I asked him earlier, who's going to win the Friday bracket at the No Name Nationals? Is it going to be 2022 champ reclaiming his crown, Just Mopar Joe? Will it be defending champ T's Good Time Garage doing back-to-back, or will it be somebody else? Will we have 3 different winners in 3 years? What say you, Joe? NSB Custom Cars, how's it going? I see Tony's here again. Joe's such a rock star. You always come out for him. I really like the tradition of greeting each other that we've got going here. This is a very friendly community. It's like a family reunion, except you really do want to see everyone there. Auto Salvage Outlaws asked Deb Pedal Motors, do you like camping? I got to say, it's a great place to camp. You can camp right there on the grounds for free. They don't have power hookups for you. You're going to need to have self-contained, have your own power, whatnot. They do have shower rooms, concessions. It's all level. Great place to camp. It's quiet at night, too. It's family-friendly. Tall Garage says, I put my money on Jake for the 28-10-5. Okay. Dr. Go says, I do watch many channels of people who've hooked up the No Name Nationals. I learned so darn much. Indeed. Leighton Welding's here. How's it going, sir? Andrew says, no love from Joe again. Patrick's going to roll. Be on the lookout for Patrick to run something turbocharged and on the edge of braking. Will the 660 be open this year? What do you mean, will the saloon? It should be. So for those who don't know, the track there is under new management, and the person who is running it now has helped with the No Name Nationals in the past. Great guy. And they are already making all kinds of improvements. The track surface is way better. I've had several independent reports out of there. The track surface is much better. The timing system is better. Everything has been better. And from what I understand, the 660 will be open and all of that good stuff. We are one of the 2 biggest events at that track, though. The Boot Hill Gas and Drags, which is in the summer, and the No Name Nationals in the fall. And they really want to make a go of running this track, the new management. So they're glad to host us. They've always been good to us, and we want to reciprocate. You guys know the drill. We leave it cleaner than we found it and all that good stuff. But they are making improvements for us. So we appreciate that. Let me ask a question of the chat in here. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we should leave that goofy patch of grass in the middle of the burnout pit? Or should it be paved? What do you all think? Does nothing special is hit the chat. Jim is saying pave it. Colleen is saying leave it. Colleen has been there, though. Levi says paved. That's just me. Andrew says paved. Well, I will say, Andrew, we did make sure there's no obstructions in there. We don't want a car getting flipped over, but I get that. Pave it. Okay. Looks like most people are saying pave. So, Dr. Go, when you're on your channel, you can just copy and paste the link at the top of the screen, the YouTube link. That will go to your channel. If somebody would paste the link to Dr. Go's channel in here, any of the mods who are listening, ask the hippie. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, that is part of the challenge. I mean, it's not like we cut it out and seeded it or anything. I don't know that they have any plans to pave it. I'm just asking you guys. It is different. We had some fun with it the first year. Just Mopar Joe put up the link to Dr. Go. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Engine Light Garages, my phone is adding words to my messages. Autocorrect is really out of hand these days. Dizzy says leave it. We've got varying opinions. Seems like most people would be just content to pave it. I will say it's not by design. Even if we didn't pave it, that pit is already twice the size or more of what most places have. So, I mean, if people really hated the grass, we could just move the barricade up and give them less room on the pavement. But that said, it's a different pit. It's big. Smokeless tires for burnouts. I don't know where you're going to find that. Those guys look for older tires that'll smoke more. Max Wedge wanted to race Joe 100 cubic inches ago. I hear that. Yeah, Ron likes the dirt. Yeah, everybody's, it's different and it's better to have more room than not. You certainly don't have to use the dirt, but you can. But that said, we're just wondering, if he's got any plans on that. Hey, Jim, since you are not yet registered for the No Name Nationals, if you would, please send me an email. John at PrincetonDragway.com. I would appreciate it. And I'll post that link, Jim, if you would. Colleen thinks you could have fans in there. I don't know how big a fan you'd have to make that happen. Yeah, because people like Jeremy just make the entire end of the track disappear. Max Wages, we ran the same with 406. Yeah, well, Joe went from a 408 to a 405, which is, or 405.6, whatever 30 over 400 is. Danny Boyd says, once you can't see the car anymore. Well, I'll tell you, it is what it is. It is what it is. And you don't always have that. Some people, the way the wind's going, there's a lot of variables. Levi, the thing with the dyno is, it's just that has just turned into a real fiasco, to be honest with you. I really wanted to do that. I think it's at this point in time, it is just the wrong thing to try to force to make happen. You know, I wanted to do a movie last year. I did a movie, Smokey and the Band at 40-foot screen. Didn't have much turnout. So, I mean, you know, you just got to try it. I mean, most people, I guess, were just beat from all that driving, but oh well, the production part was great. Screen, sound, picture, everything turned out great. So, I wish it was better attended. Yeah, Indirect Connection. I love the movie, right? It's your favorite movie anyway. Andrew Nelson says, speaking of 400s, how about Buck Doesn't getting the crew to running? That was great to see. Indeed. Indeed. I'm enjoying watching the progress on the crew. Well, B&R, there's always a chance for any kind of accident. I mean, we don't do this because it's completely safe, but we do what we can do to mitigate the danger so we can enjoy it. I liked it, J-Bo. I mean, it's just got to have attendance to make it feasible. Dallas loved it. Me too. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. Dean Stevenson, Gusseting America Society. I just built a sign frame for a friend of mine. Let's see here. I built that sign frame. You can see I had to add corner gussets to it to keep it from getting flexible. Always fun to cut those things square when you don't have the bandsaw to do it. Deb Pedal says never had but one strap come free. I'd agree with that. I think it's easy to mitigate the risk to that. Brian Beeler is here. I said that Beeler's name reminds me of the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off with Ben Stein saying Bueller. Bueller. Beeler has a new video up. I haven't watched it yet, but it's tow trucks and rollbacks and wreckers, 10,000 and under. I'm sure that's a good one. Got a message from my tree trimmer. Tree trimmer texts you at 9:30. Hope the tree isn't down. Later, Big Mike. Wendy hates Bueller's Day Off. Why? That's a great movie. What's not to like about Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Clint is listening in. So, Clint, you making any progress on your Bratfink? Wendy loves Ferraris. That's why. Yeah, they did that in one take. Andrew Nelson says, one of my top 5 favorite movies. What are your top 5 favorite movies, Andrew? I'd be interested in that. Dead Pedal Motors puts out an update on his wagon today. Well, anything with a wagon is cool. Danny Boyd, I never cared for that one. It was no Breakfast Club, which was okay, I guess. Okay. To me, I guess it just depends if you're into 80s movies or not. What are you guys' favorite 80s movies? I like one that I think is a little underrated, which is License to Drive. Walking Tall. Yeah, I know the movie, Dizzy. You're talking about the first one, right? 1974, Joe Don Baker. I'm not putting any R-rated movies on that screen, though. I can tell you that right now. That's not going to happen. And in 20 people showing out, there's really no reason to do the movie again. People just wanted to hang out in the pits and drink beer, and that's totally fine. Totally fine. Cultured Redneck Garage loves License to Drive. It's a great movie. The Goonies. I'd want to stay away. I actually have a list of movies worked out that I think would be perfect, but it's just got to be what people want to do. Evil Dead 2 is up there for Tall Garage. Never seen it. The Burbs is another one. That's a movie I forget about until I hear about it. It always makes me laugh. Has Bruce Dern and Tom Hanks in it. It's a funny one. Fletch. You can tell how old we are with the movies we like. Two Corey's Trash is 71 Cadillac. I don't remember what year. It could be. I don't remember exactly. I think it's a little later now, but I'm not sure. But yeah. Two Lane Blacktop. Yeah. A lot of people like that. I think that's one of Andy Wood's go-tos. Uncle Buck. Yes. You notice not one movie has been mentioned that's been made in this century, right? Vanishing Point. Yeah. Again, good movies. They're not ones I would play there. 71 to 73 Coupe de Ville. Yeah, I think that's what was in that. Heart Like a Wheel. That's a good one. That would be a good possibility. Dizzy says Moonrunner. The movie Moonrunners was actually the movie that the series Dukes of Hazzard was based on. That movie. I'm surprised no one said Corvette Summer. That's on my short list of ones I think might be good for No Name Nationals if we did uh, that. Max Wedge Dick Dasher, you still thinking about bucket seats? Yes, I'm always thinking about bucket seats. And I plan to come up there next month, Max Wedge Dick Dastardly. I'm teaching a class here on March 21st. It would be right after that, sometime right after that. Tall Garage likes Ford versus Ferrari. I've heard good things about it, but I've never seen it. Jim has Moonrunners, as do I. Yeah, Clint likes Corvette Summer. Yeah, right. There's a lot of good car movies I think would be good. Mexican Spec says Heart Like a Wheel. Isn't there a crash scene? Yeah, but it's a movie crash. I don't think that would be trauma inducing, that particular crash scene. The windshield wiper movie. Auto Salvage Outlaws is talking about the movie Flash of Genius with Greg Kinnear. It's about the guy named Bob Kearns who invented the intermittent wiper motor. That would be a possibility. The only thing that would, well, there's two things that would really prevent it. One would be just general expense when it's not popular. It may still do it anyway. The other is you have to be able to have a license for it. And they put moratoriums on film licenses for some films in some years. Sometimes it's when it's an anniversary. Sometimes it's because they want to sell more DVDs. So they basically take it out of public performance circulation for a year, so they'll sell more when they come out. I know it's goofy, but it's weird Hollywood politics. And I'm not getting near you in March, Jason. I will be going up to Pennsylvania in March. One-eyed cat drive in for Herbie. Yeah, that'd be a possibility. I like Herbie. Macon County line. It's methanol. It's invisible. Alcohol fires are invisible by and large. Can't help myself from going to Fast and Furious. The only Fast and Furious movie that I think is, I mean, the first one was pretty good. It had a lot of original ideas in it. I like that. The rest were just milking sequels and just junk, if you ask me. The first Gone in 60 Seconds rules, I think both of those were good movies. Duel, maybe. Yeah, Tony says agrees on Fast and Furious. I like the first one. I thought it was good original ideas. Gran Turismo. I mean, I know that's a newer movie. I don't know anything about it. Dukes of Hazzard, a newer one. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. The thing about it is there's just a lot of expense in screening it, and if people just want to hang out and whatever, that's fine. I mean, it's just I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. It's a possibility. Randy Rhines has worked on an alcohol funny car called the Hat. Would freeze and shoot flames out of the exhaust. Super cool at night. Yeah, cool. Sounds good. Indirect connection can't watch movies with cars with 27 speed transmissions and airport runways 4 miles long. Well, that would be Fast and Furious number one. I mean, I really believe that's where we got that four wide racing abomination from us from that movie. We've covered the good movies. What's the worst? Too many to count. That's all the stuff been made in the last 20 years. You know that. Just pick anything that's like a fifth sequel with CGI. There's all, whatever they are. Brian Beeler says Tales from the Crypt, King of the Road. If never seen, it's a must. Yeah, you can find that. In fact, I think you can find it on YouTube. Tales from the Crypt, King of the Road. It's I believe it's got a Chevelle in it, and I think it's a Charger and some street racing stuff. But it's an old Tales from the Crypt episode. Leighton Welding. Randy Ryan says tuner movies the worst. Okay. Tony hates CGI. I do too. I think it ruined movies. I really do. I thought movies were so much better when every stunt you saw actually was done. Jobo says Smokey and the Bandit too. Yeah, Dean's with us on the AI thing. Well, Mexican Spec says CGI might save some old cars. No, it won't, because those people that make movies absolutely couldn't possibly care less. They'll take the last one of anything and just destroy it for $1, and you know that. Yeah, Randy Ryan. It's when they're gone, and people don't think anything about it. Andrew Nelson liked more American Graffiti, that sequel. Yeah, not many people talk about it. I guess because the first one was so successful. Cope is back in here after chowing down at Aurelio's. Dizzy likes Gator. Danny Boyd's talking about Terry in Vietnam and Second American Graffiti trying to shoot his foot. Main Street Mopar, that has just been the biggest fiasco trying to work with. And to me, I think it's actually going to be a negative on the event trying to make that happen. I really do. I really do. I thought it would be simpler than what it was. And so now you know why I don't like to say things I'm working on until they're done. Deliverance, not a chance. Bullet 68. Here's the problem with Bullet. Everybody says Bullet, and everybody loves the chase scene. And the whole rest of the movie is just like, when is this going to be over till we get to the chase scene? Because we all know that the rest of Bullet, nobody remembers anything from it. What's the worst car ever made? A lot of them. I don't know. Look at this disposable stuff being made now. Just pick any of these modern transportation appliances with a CVT in it. How about that? Filler except for the chase scene. Agree. Christine. Christine's okay. Pacer. Huh. Cadillac Catera is Dead Pedal Motors' vote for worst car ever. New cars are just appliances. Exactly. They are transportation appliances. Clint Street Machine says Smashing Pumpkins played the chase scene from Bullet before they took the stage back when. That's interesting. Mexican Specs said a car for sale here that would work. 71 Galaxy 4-door factory manual transmission. Cool. Got a lot of cool stuff down there, Mexican Spec, that we don't see here. Max Wedge says, what movie did guys hit each other with the dipstick? I don't know, but don't post it here. Two 4-door Galaxies, Dead Pedal Motors talking about. Mexican Spec asks if they're manual transmissions. You don't see them with manual transmissions here. That Mexican market had a lot of interesting stuff that we didn't have. I think one of my favorite things for the Mexican market, well, obviously the Dart station wagons is interesting, but also the that it was like a four-door Bronco that they had there, and it was kind of based on an F-150, and it had a factory Bronco top. Those are really cool. Dead Pedal Mopar says, I only used to build Mopars, and when the prices shot up, I moved on to other stuff. Okay. Well, there's a term been floating around called Mopar tax. It's been the subject of some interesting debate around here for the last couple of weeks. Centurion. No, this is not the Centurion. That was the van. That was like the factory, weird looking van they made, toter van. This was a Bronco. And Mexican Spec will probably know what I'm talking about. It looked like a Bronco, but it was four doors. It was longer. And it was like a 78 or 9 model, Mexican market only. Probably, my guess is that it couldn't meet cafe fuel standards in the United States. It's probably why it was Mexican market. B100 carry all. No, I don't even know what that is. Again, that's another one of those weird variants they had. Centurion was a conversion company. That's right. That's right. Now that you say that, that's right. Looks like Andrew Nelson's calling it tonight. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you, man. Yeah, Mexican Spec's got the line on that interesting stuff down there. It's got to be rust free, too. Can't imagine you've ever seen snow where you live, Mexican Spec. B100 on the Ford Truck Forum? I don't even know what that is. He says Mopar, Dead Pedal Motors says Mopar B bodies down there are cool too. Randy Ryan bought a 73 Cuda 15 years ago before you could get panels. And now it's worth fixing and panels are available. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of e-body stuff out there. You can build an e-body from scratch now. Yeah, Mexican Specs, there's no snow in most of Mexico. Yeah, I'd imagine so. We only had one snow here this year. We could still get a snow here in March because there's enough precipitation if the temperature drops down, but it's warming up now. So who knows if we'll get any more snow the rest of the year. Auto Salvage Outlaws is lamenting the cost of Mopars now. Yeah, it's they have gone up and up and up. Dead Pedal Motors remembers when Cudas were cheap. Yeah, I do too. Just barely. I remember a guy that ran one at our local dragway. The thing ran about a 7 flat. You wouldn't believe the rust this thing had. You could probably push a football through one of the rust holes in the trunk lid without opening the trunk. It was that bad. And it would flex. Oh my gosh. He had a big block in it and he was spraying it and the thing would flex, just twist like you wouldn't believe. Tony's Hot Rod Garage says the cost of everything is through the roof. Indeed it is. Rust is weight reduction, right? Well, it makes your car more flexible. It might slow down, right? Auto salvage outlaws, you can still get some decent deals on some of the later A bodies and things. Or build you a Dodge truck, you can still do that cheap. Find an old Dakota. Yeah, Ford started doing the square headlights in '78, like on the trucks. I've never been a fan of square headlights on much of anything. To me, cars should have round headlights. That's just me. Dead pedal Mopars, you're talking about the later Roadrunner and Valiants. Are you talking about the F body ones, like they made in '76 through '80? Is that what you're talking about? Those do still have the aluminum winding Roadrunner horn on them. But other than that, it's just graphics package. Yeah, I'm not into anything. Now, this is, I don't know exactly what this is. This is, I guess, this is the conversion company Centurion. What I'm talking about is one that came like this from the factory, 78 and 9 from Ford in the Mexican market. This is clearly 87 to 91. But there was a factory Ford version of this in a Bronco. It looked just like this, 78.9 from Ford, Mexican market only. I won't dig around on my phone for a picture of one. Didn't know it'd come up, but yeah. And 38 says I think headlights should be made of glass. Absolutely. Just to me, when they went to acrylic, it was weird. 1980 Chrysler Super Bee in blue. See, there's all kinds of weird stuff down there. Oh my gosh. 1980 Chrysler Super Bee in blue. What body is that? What is that built on, Mexican spec? Ooh, Tony's Hot Rod Garages, there was a clean 77 Valari two-door 318 car in Havasu, I guess Lake Havasu area, right? A marketplace for free. I missed it by an hour. Wow. Danny Boyd likes diplomats. Yeah, there's some cool stuff out there. I mean, your 68 70 B body is, we've missed that window, but there's lots of cool stuff out there. Mexican spec, I've seen them. They, I've seen pictures of them. I'm not gonna dig on my phone for them, but they made one. I've seen several of them actually. They were Mexican market only. It's a Valari front end, Aspen rear end. Okay, so it's an F body. I couldn't even off the top of my head think about what the difference between the Valaris and Aspens front and rear are. He said there's a '68 Coronet wagon for sale. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Unfinished project says if I find a two-door Diplomat, it's coming home. I mean, I like the Diplomat and the four doors. I think they were cool with the cop wheels. I actually like the Diplomat better in a four-door than a two-door. Jim had four of the Dodge Turbo cars, the 2.2s. Tony's saying tail lights and grills, all different. I can't place them. Dead Pedal Motor says his uncle and I used to run a '68 Coronet wagon stripped down big block with nitrous. Was a ride. Oh, I bet. Auto Salvage says any wagon is cool. The bigger, the better. 38's got it. Diplomat, Cop Wheels, 318, and a Quadrajet. Yes, 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 and yes. All of that. Although I would probably go for the 360 and Thermoquad. That would be even more yes. But yeah, 318. I love the 318. Unfinished project says the Diplomat looks extra tough in two-door. I don't know. My favorite is the four-door of that one, though. They're okay. It's whatever floats your boat. 318 is indestructible, says Randy Ryan. Yep, 318s they are something. Great engines. Mexican spec posted an 82 Dodge Magnum for sale for FJ and M bodies if you want to see it. I guess that's like for A bodies only, but it's for FMJ bodies. Okay. Randy Ryan likes the gear reduction starters. Me too. That's part of the Mopar thing. I remember when I was a little kid, I liked the sound that the starter made on the General Lee, even though I didn't know why it made that sound. Dr. Go says 43 years of continuous running for my 318. I'll tell you, Dr. Go, so Thursday is a free day for everybody at the No Name Nationals. You don't have to register or anything. You can come cruise with us to Lambert's and everything, get in the car show and all. Thursday is a free day for everybody. You got to pick up your dinner check at Lambert's, but other than that, Thursday is free. Max Wage Dick Dastardly like to have a 63 Plymouth wagon. Yeah, that'd be cool. Wagons really came around a little while back, and he says, really? Lambert's and cars sounds great. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'd make plans to be there. Leighton Welding, how much spray will a stock 440 hold? You're better asking that to somebody who's got a lot of experience spraying them. Like, I'd ask Professor P. He does a lot with nitrous. I'd ask Joe, just Mopar Joe. There's two people I'd ask. And the other question is how much will it hold with or without doing your ring gaps? Dr. Go ate there once, throw me some rolls. Well, come with us. Thursday, September 19th. We will be there. Main Street Mopar says, unfortunately, someone took the front end off my Diplomat police car. It'll have a Fifth Avenue front end on it. Okay. That's okay. It's all good. Whatever. There is a Diplomat and a Fifth Avenue both in the junkyard up here locally. And I know because I took the 318s out of both of them. I don't know if I have a picture of it or not. I know I have a picture of the Fifth Avenue. A front end is better than no front end. Confucius probably so. Yeah, we got the swap meet going on in the comments now. Extra Belvedere side trim. Mexican Spec is basically Mopar Mexico Marketplace. Sure, I'll do that, Mexican Spec. After this live, I'll send you that. Well, we're at the 2 hour mark, and I know that Tony goes on live after me. So I'm going to go ahead and get wrapped up here. It's a blast. I love getting to see all you guys on Friday evening. This just makes my week. And I know Tony's going live tonight on Tony's Hot Rod Garage. So go over and see him. Also, don't forget, Just Mopar Joe has a contest going. He said, got my first 25 people in for the drawing. He says, I guess we're close to 100, right? Cool. So go over to Just Mopar Joe's video and check that out. You can get contest details there. Remember, it's to win a Just Mopar Joe prize pack, including a Just Mopar Joe shirt. You're going to win a No Name National shirt and stickers, and a registration or weekend pass for the No Name Nationals. So go check that out. That'll be a fun contest. No purchase to enter. You're just making a guess on some dyno numbers. So also on Wednesdays, we're going to see the return of Dallas Brown. He's coming back doing some Wednesday Night Live stuff. So if you're not subscribed yet to Mr. Rodder's Neighborhood and or the AHRA channel, check those out and subscribe. And with that, I'll be seeing you guys this week or at the latest next Friday. Y'all take care. Have a great weekend.